Hi, my name is Quintin Mc Laughlin. I'm 48 years young. At this point of time, I can say Quintin is a father. For me, I just am who I am. So I leave it up to whoever looks at me to make that assumption of what they can figure out who I am.
Little Quintin dreamed of one day becoming a servant in the South African Navy, because one of my late mom's late uncles, he was a lieutenant colonel, and his picture, his portrait actually hang there in our living room, and that, was, wow, I could be able just to dream to become like he was.
Yeah, I grew up in Krendelgrove. It's my place of growth, and from there we moved to Steenberg Station to a place which is called Sheridan Park.
This is Sheridan Park, Chris, pumpkin patch. So all the murals that you see here
On the inside, I've been painted by myself and some of my old friends when we were all teenagers. As you can see, this one here, that shows Heal the World, that was done by me when I was I think I was around about 15 or 16 years old at the time.
A day in my life of little Quintin, I would say, would be, when I could be able to go to a retreat swimming bath, and just have an enjoyable time, It would be either the swimming pool or going to the bioscope, where as to when the bioscope the movie would be finished, and we were used to watching this karate movies and coming out of the bioscope, just to like play fighting amongst each other and doing the sound effects as well, yeah. What is my fond memory of my childhood? That would be when it started to become dark, we used to have this game that we played as, like, we called it hide and seek, So I could remember just the fun of, being able to be the last one, to set each and every other kid free, It felt quite empty for not having that fatherly figure. My late mom was my role model, And the reason why is because my late mom, she was a fighter, She stood by us no matter what, during good times, during bad times even, Even when she was down and out, she didn't show it, The whole lot of my family are very distant with each other, So there wasn't much of a relationship with my family, So it was only the family in the house where we actually had a relationship, I used to have two siblings, a brother and a sister, but unfortunately my brother got murdered. So yeah, this is now what the house looks like, ever since I've been gone here now. This is the lounge area. Used to be the lounge area. So this used to be the kitchen. This used to be the toilet. And in this toilet, last year they actually found a body in the bath. This was my room. This is where I grew up, yeah, my own space. Coming in here, this was my late mom's room. A lot of fond memories. Yeah, a lot of fond memories in this room, yeah. Spending time with my mom, most of the time actually. And this was my sister's room, yeah. this is where she resided. So for me, it's still a big mystery what happened to this house, because at the time of this happening, I was still on the streets, I had to listen to a lot of different stories which didn't make sense for me, and I still need to get to the bottom of this. So this is part of my next assignment, to see whether or not I can get all of this fixed one day. Hopefully soon. Let's hope for the better, yeah. So I just need to go and see my dad about all this. What is the life event that led me to homelessness? For me, it was my drug addiction, played a huge negative role in my life, I didn't realize it at first, because whilst in addiction, I couldn't use my brains in a proper manner, because it was just the drugs, that overpowered my brains, and I thought to myself that like everything that I'm doing, I'm doing it like right, as a husband and a father. But little did I know it was actually breaking us up as a family, So eventually, my ex-wife had to let me go, That is what led to me becoming homeless.
Three years back, I was on the streets of Muizenberg.
Now at the Masque Theatre, where I normally slept as well, So this is where I used to sleep in front of the doors, So I normally used to stash some of my bedding underneath the tree. As you can see, somebody's bedding is there as well. That is what I normally did, to keep my stuff safe. Like I would come around in this corner here. I normally made my bed, moving this way, my head would normally be on this side. I would make my bed here and just have a space to sleep as well,
At the back of my mind, I always knew it was possible, but I never actually made that extra effort, to go and seek for help, until the time, that I really realized that, I don't want to still stay on the street whilst drawing a pension, and the reason for that clicking my mind also was, I saw how older people used to go around, be on the streets, which was very tough for them. And I couldn't see myself going through that cycle in my life, and I knew that some way, somehow, God was still with me, because if He wasn't with me, I wouldn't have been sitting here today.
So after I wake up in the mornings, then what I would do, I would just pack my things up again, and I would stash them inside here. As you can see, some other people's belongings are also here, So whether you are homeless or having a home, a homeless person also has his or his own belongings, that they need to keep safe, from theft as well, So yeah, this is what I would do. As ek klaar my goed is weggepak het, dan begin my dag eindelik. En dan van hier, net om 'n example te maak, op 'n maandag, dan die area van Valsbay is waar ek begin dit met my binpicking, sal ek maar sê, waar my dagse week eintlik plek vat om te kyk waar ek 'n meal kan kry in 'n bin, of miskien throwaway items wat die mense weggooi wat ek miskien nog kan verkoop, dan kan ek dalk vir my ietsie koop om te eet, of om 'n next fix te kan gekry het met die geld ook, ja. Yeah, so basically, when I was done with my coffee, then I would normally go around walking on the grass, just relaxing, maybe going to sit underneath a tree, just to relax my whole body, to recuperate again, you know, so that I can gain my strength for whatever lies ahead, moving forward during the day. Yeah. So normally I would come around here, coming to one of these huts, just to get also some shelter from the rain and out of the blistering cold, and for me also it was very therapeutic as well, by listening to the sound of the waves, I can encourage a lot of people even to come to the beach front, to get that same experience of just sitting here, clearing your mind, The calmer a person can find him or herself in, that is the time when, when you can think more clearly.
So I befriended a guy called Quintin Mc. He's the director of Ria Tusana Foundation. We met before the COVID, a couple of years before the COVID. So I befriended this guy, and we became very close friends. He used to came looking for me on the streets, checking up on me, And I thought, yeah, what does this brother want from me, And then I realized, no, he was just spreading love as I came to know him. And then when COVID struck, we were sent to a Quintin camp then, to go and isolate there. And then when we came back to Muizenberg after the isolation, he told me that he didn't ask me, he just told me that you, 6 of us, tomorrow you are going to rehab. And I was the first one to say, nah, I'm not going to rehab. Every Friday, the Phineas would come around, giving us Bible classes. And then he introduced me, to this U-turn program. He said I can give this a try because U-turn, they have an exit plan for people who's in recovery, who comes out of the rehabilitation. So from the rehabilitation, I joined the U-turn programs.
Dis die area waar ons 'n groot tent opgesit het vir almal van ons wat gekom het van die COVID kamp af. So toe huisves ons vir ons hierso in die groot tent en dan het Mr. Sebatsani georganiseer met mense hier van die Valsbaai. Met in die oggende het hy gesien dat ons breakfast kry en lunch in een en dan in die aande het hy gesien en sorg ook dat ons kry sappe ook so en hy het ook vir ons baie gehelp met donasies van klere en beddegoedes, so hy het baie gedoen vir my en vir die mense wat saam met my gebly het hier in die Muizenberg district op die pad,
So I started off on the U-turn program, P2, and I went for my interview as a P3, where that was also a success for me. And 6 months along the line in my foundation phase, I graduated into my growth phase, and another 6 months, I finished my growth phase.
Thank you for joining us to celebrate with Quintin as he steps from growth stage into exit stage. It's quite a special day. I remember us standing here last August as he stepped from foundation into growth, and as I was thinking back, I remember what a special day it was for Quintin when that happened. It's such a big achievement.
And then from there, I went on to the integration phase, where I actually got stuck. I was actually already finished with my module and so on, but what kept me stuck in integration phase was I needed to get a job, and I sent out some CVs, to become a research, but nothing happened for me, and eventually, when a certain lady, came onto the program needing to work with the integration phase champions in order to push them to get work, where she connected with the sneaker sack, So I came here in February month, and I got introduced to the sack. And ever since, I haven't looked back. So this is where I'm at.
Wow. We are going to one of U-Turn's boot camps, where all the champions that is on the program, where they will go and receive some sobriety certificates and other achievements, and the most important part is my graduation and some of my fellow champions also. So yeah, I'm graduating today, guys. My heart is filled with gratitude at this moment. The reason why is for me being able to finish off something that I've started, and where in the past I couldn't finish nothing which I've started. Yeah, and I'm very excited for this day as well, not for myself only, but for other champions also, to see them what they are achieving and what they have achieved, and what they will still achieve moving forward. Nou raak ek nervous weer. Waar gaat ons in daar liggen waar die vlaggie is?
I'm repping the city and taking it with me wherever I go, like I'm Benny McCarthy. Nothing coming, going past me. First, second, and lastly. Started from the bottom, came up to the Barclays. Hanover Park, all grassy. Still ghetto, still classy. Now I'm going to the parties. If anyone asks me, I say I'm Benny McCarthy. Kapsel. Stieg uit to the party. Als iemand mij vraagt, zeg ik als Benny McCarthy. Nickname Yati. Channeling my inner Benny, I swear the referee saying that you mustn't push. Zoek ik uit when Nova Park FaceTime Benny. While we were lamming with Oegs.
My bro, ik voel excited. I feel really excited at this point of time, you understand? There's no other way that I can explain myself at this point of time. I'm very proud of myself at this moment, as you can see, greeting all my buddies, I think
I must the Marcus. I went to the scene of the crime on the day he was shot. I'm playing the end game. Wise and Avengers, my rapping making them marvel. Went to Bafana, then played overseas in leagues and set an example. With TKZ on Chibobo for West Ham or Porto. He's a GOAT, check his whole approach from the player to the coach. I'm repping the city and taking it with me wherever I go, like I'm Benny McCarthy. Nothing coming, going past me. First, second, and lastly. Started from the bottom, came up to the Barclays. Hanover Park, all grassy. Still ghetto, still classy. Now I'm going to the parties. If anyone asks me, I say I'm Benny McCarthy. Guys,
heel mee bro. Nee, wacht. Heel mee. Heel bro. Gaat samen joh.
Hey, wacht.
So I want to honor him this moment, and I want you, my hands and your hands, for Quintin Mc Laughlin.
I wish I could have shared this moment with my late mom, She was a pillar of strength and a pillar of hope for me. She was my inspiration. She was by my side. How I would have wished for her to be able to share this day with me,
It is the last he also is example of a lifetime of 3 years and more in society. So give my hand and applause.
Hi there guys, what I can say is I'm standing here today with a heart filled with gratitude, and I think the meaning of my name says it all as well, My name actually means grace, and I think that is what kept me, up till this moment still alive, being graced by God, which I give all the honor and praise today. What I can encourage you guys here today, sitting here, whether or not you've been in recovery, but we all have the same struggles that we face, So even if you are sober for 1 month, sober for 5 years, that cuts no eyes, and it doesn't come up to the amount of your sobriety date, It's just about the resilience that you need to have, to keep yourself moving forward, and also to remember that this is your journey. You must walk this journey by yourself with God on your right hand side. No one can walk this journey for you. I've been addicted to drugs for 27 years. I lived on the streets of Muizenberg for 9 years. I pushed the trolley, slept under the bridge, but now I can tell you I push a trolley around ShopRite. And I've got my own apartment as well, And I've got a stable job at the moment as well, where I earn a good salary. And I want to express my sincere appreciation to all the staff, my caseworkers, who you are, and the work readiness team as well, and guys, you as champs, don't forget, just keep on moving forward, This is all about you, so keep it up. Thank you.